The Viking legal system, though often overshadowed by their reputation as fierce warriors, was a complex and structured system that played a crucial role in maintaining order within their communities. From 793 to 1066 AD, the Norse people developed a legal framework that included community assemblies, harsh punishments, and unique judicial practices. Here's a detailed look at the key aspects of Viking justice. 1. The Thing. Community assemblies. What was the Thing? The Thing, Old Norse Thing, was a governing assembly where free men gathered to make decisions, settle disputes, and pass laws. It was a democratic institution where all free men, including farmers, warriors, and chieftains, had the right to speak and vote. How did it work? The Thing was held at regular intervals, often at a designated outdoor meeting place. Laws were recited orally by a law speaker, lögsogumadur, who memorized the legal codes. Disputes were presented, and decisions were made by consensus or majority vote. Why was it important? The Thing was the cornerstone of Viking governance, ensuring that laws were upheld and justice was served. It also fostered a sense of community and collective responsibility. 2. Trial by ordeal. Divine judgment. What was trial by ordeal? In cases where guilt was uncertain, the accused might undergo a trial by ordeal, a physical test believed to be judged by the gods. Common ordeals included carrying hot iron or walking barefoot over hot coals. How was guilt determined? If the accused's wounds healed cleanly, they were considered innocent. If not, they were deemed guilty. This practice was based on the belief that the gods would protect the innocent. Why was it significant? Trial by ordeal reflected the Vikings' deep connection to their gods and their belief in divine intervention in human affairs. 3. Wergild. Blood money. What was Wergild? Wergild, Old Norse mangjuld, was a system of compensation paid to the family of a victim to settle disputes, particularly in cases of murder or injury. The amount varied based on the victim's social status. How did it work? For example, killing a chieftain required a higher payment than killing a farmer. If the Wergild was not paid, the victim's family could seek revenge, leading to bloodfeuds. Why was it important? Wergild helped prevent cycles of violence by providing a legal alternative to revenge. It also reinforced social hierarchies, as the value of a person's life was tied to their status. 4. Outlawry, the ultimate punishment. What was outlawry? Outlawry, utlagi, was one of the harshest punishments in Viking society. An outlaw was declared outside the protection of the law, meaning anyone could kill them without consequence. How did it work? Outlaws were banished from the community and stripped of their rights. They often fled to remote areas or became outcasts, surviving as best they could. Why was it feared? Outlawry was essentially a death sentence, as the outlaw had no legal rights and was often hunted down. It served as a powerful deterrent against serious crimes. 5. Physical punishments. Pain and shame. What were common physical punishments? Vikings used physical punishments to enforce justice, including flogging, mutilation, such as cutting off hands or ears, and branding. These punishments were both painful and humiliating. How were they applied? For example, thieves might have their hands cut off, while traitors could be branded with a mark of shame. Why were they used? Physical punishments served as public deterrents, reinforcing the consequences of breaking the law. 6. Bloodfeuds. Family honor and revenge. What were bloodfeuds? Bloodfeuds were prolonged conflicts between families or clans, often triggered by a killing or insult. They were a way of maintaining honor and seeking justice outside the legal system. How did they work? If a family member was killed, the victim's family was expected to seek revenge. This could lead to cycles of violence lasting generations unless resolved through negotiation or Wergild. Why were they significant? Blood feuds highlight the importance of honor and family loyalty in Viking society. They also show the limitations of the legal system in preventing violence. 7. The Althing, Iceland's pioneering legal system. What was the Althing? The Althing, Althingi, established in 930 AD in Iceland, is one of the oldest parliamentary institutions in the world. It served as a national assembly for lawmaking and dispute resolution. How did it work? The Althing met annually at Thingvellir, where laws were recited, cases were heard, and decisions were made by elected representatives. Why was it groundbreaking? The Althing laid the foundation for modern legal systems, demonstrating the Vikings' ability to create organized and democratic institutions. 8. Women in Viking justice. What role did women play? While Viking society was patriarchal, women had some legal rights. They could inherit property, divorce their husbands, and participate in certain legal matters. How were they protected? Laws provided protections for women, such as penalties for sexual assault or mistreatment. However, their rights were still limited compared to men. Why is this notable? The inclusion of women in the legal system reflects the complexity of Viking society and its recognition of individual rights. 9. Legacy of Viking justice. How did Viking laws influence later societies? Many aspects of Viking justice, such as the concept of Wergild and the use of assemblies, influenced later European legal systems, including those of medieval England and Scandinavia. Why is it relevant today? The Viking legal system demonstrates the importance of community, fairness, and accountability, principles that remain central to modern justice. Fascinating details to capture attention. The law speaker's role. The law speaker had to memorize all the laws and recite them at the Thing, a remarkable feat of memory and oral tradition. The role of honor. Honor was central to Viking justice. Breaking an oath or failing to pay, Wergild could lead to lifelong shame. The Althing's location. Thingvellir, where the Althing was held, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of Iceland's democratic heritage. Outlaw sagas. Stories of outlaws, such as Grettir the Strong, became legendary in Norse sagas, blending history and myth.